Thanks for dialing in for our first CCT Holiday Traditions cooking video. I'm board treasurer Rachel Kern, and I'm here today making my family's Hungarian nut roll with my mom, Karen. Funny story, I wanted to do this video by myself, but she wouldn't let me because apparently this is just a little bit above my baking level, which is totally fine. She's probably right. She's my mom. She's always right. So, yeah, my mom has made this my entire life that I can remember. It's just something we make every year. She usually makes it and gives it away as gifts. So, hopefully, if you choose to follow along with this little video and do it yourself, maybe you can give it away for a gift too. I know this recipe is old because I'm old. And on the back of it, my mom tells me that I scribbled on it when I was little, so old family recipe. All right, well, she's gonna do most of the tutorial because I've never actually made this before. So again, probably a good thing that I have my mom with me today. All right, take it away, Chef Karen.
Well, go ahead and cut your, we have to do some yeast and let it set for a few moments.
Okay, so I just cut it like this.
Just a corner where,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, and then what am I doing?
Into the water. It's supposed to be at 105 degrees warm.
And we know this is 105 degrees.
Because
Oh yeah, oh, okay.
we measured it.
Thermometer, okay. Do I have to mix this, or?
Go ahead and put both of them in.
Oh, put both of them in, okay. So this recipe is my grandmother's, right?
Yes.
Your mom, Ella. Did she make it just at the holidays?
Yes, it was for her. It was a Christmas recipe. It was not given or made like at Easter time, like some of the Eastern countries of Europe make these in special holidays, one being Easter. Mine was always at Christmas.
I think I messed this up already. There's clumps on the spoon. The master chef here. Yes, my grandmother's parents were from Hungary. My grandmother was 100% Hungarian, so I'm assuming she learned this from her mother, I would assume, and the community that she lived in Beaver Falls was a Hungarian community. So, I mean, it was a large immigrant community, but there was a lot of Hungarians there. All right, what's next?
Well, we'll go ahead and let the yeast brew for a while.
Okay.
I'll call it that.
It sounds like we're making beer.
Well,
Brewing yeast.
yeast is in beer. So I'm going to go ahead and take a larger mixing bowl, and we're going to, I've already pre-measured everything, so you want to take 6.5 cups of flour.
And you can find the recipe in the description of the video below. I'm pointing down because it'll be below us.
And then we're going to add the sugar and the salt and we're going to stir.
Oh,
Let's kind of go ahead and just kind of blend it together.
This is a plastic spoon. This is not a wooden spoon that I was beat with when I was little. I'm just kidding.
It wasn't.
All right, is that good?
Okay. Now we're going to, we need to melt some butter. Now we're going to go ahead. Now the recipe calls for it to be melted on the stove in a small pan, but of course that was years and years ago before microwaves.
Oh, that makes sense.
So we're going to go ahead today.
Did you have a microwave when you were growing up?
No.
You did it?
No. everything was heated in pans or...
Alright, so we have our melted butter, so we put that in.
Yes. Melted butter. Just set it there. We need to beat 3 eggs. Okay, so we ended up cracking 3 eggs in this bowl. We're just going to slightly get the yolks.
What is that? Is that a whisk?
It's just a whisk.
I've never seen a whisk look like that before.
We're going to add the eggs.
And then, are we mixing? Melted butter.
And the sour cream.
Oh. 1 cup of that. Is that whole thing?
It's 8 ounces, so it's 1 cup.
Oh.
You want to do that?
I don't think I can mess that up too bad, for sure. Alright. The sour cream is interesting. I would not have imagined that would be an Eastern European food. So
I've checked out different recipes, your pastry recipes, and they do use a lot of
sour cream.
Sour cream.
Very interesting. I mean, I guess they have cows there, so makes sense.
Okay, so I'm going to start to incorporate this, and then Rachel, if you'll take the yeast and pour it in.
So is there like, so I've seen like on baking shows that they sometimes say don't use a mixer.
So we're just going to go ahead.
So that's why we're not using like a mixer. It's like
right.
Okay.
I have used in the past. I've also used my mixer with the dough hook, but today we're not going to do that. We're just going to
muscle it out.
Going to mix it by hand here. I might have to get my fingers a little dirty too.
Oh, might be going in.
Yep, I'm going in to make sure it gets all incorporated.
Okay. It looks looking good. It doesn't really smell that great though. I think that's the yeast. But this does taste good. I always enjoyed it growing up.
Now, whenever I'm done doing this, we're going to go ahead and just let the dough set for 10 minutes. Okay, we're just going to let that dough rest for a while. And we're going to go ahead and put the filling together. So now we're going to go ahead and make the filling while the dough is resting. Because what you're doing is getting the yeast to activate in the dough.
Alright, so we have melted butter.
Add that to your nuts.
No, you just like ground these nuts up, or you buy them ground?
No, I grind my own nuts. In fact, right there's one that didn't get ground.
Oh, you did. It's just butter, right? You gotta like sample as you're going, make sure the ingredients are good.
Okay, and then we want to add a 1/2 cup of sugar and 3 tablespoons of vanilla.
I've never seen clear vanilla before.
1, 2,
In Hungarian now. Just kidding, neither of us speak Hungarian.
3.
Now, did Grandma use a recipe when she cooked, or did she just...
Oh yeah, she had recipes.
Because that's not her handwriting, that's your handwriting.
That's my handwriting copied from her recipe.
Oh, okay.
And so what we're doing is just stirring this up. So we're going to get ready here and roll out the dough. And I always put a little bit of extra flour on the surface so it doesn't stick.
So you're taking like a softball size, about.
Well, yeah. One may end up being a little larger than another, but even though I've been making these for many years, I'm still not a baker.
Well, you're a very good cook though, so. And I'm not just saying that because you're my mom. Like, you make really good food.
Break your dough. Tagging it.
Tag. I'm going in. All right.
Okay, now why don't you get just a little bit more flour on your...
Oh, sure.
Just a little. Okay. That looks good, Rachel.
Okay. Try
Just kind of get it into a shape so that when you roll it...
getting it into a shape. Then do I start rolling it?
Yes.
Okay.
Whichever.
I should have worn an apron. Okay.
Okay, now kind of turn it.
Oh, okay. Flip it.
Okay, now go out. Make it longer. We're not making a pie. We're making a rectangle.
I've never made pie crust either, for the record. All right, That's not too bad. It's not too bad.
Do you want to do it?
Yeah. I'm gonna make the rectangle. All right. Help me doing this. All right.
Now, because this looks pretty thick.
Okay.
And
if we have a thick pastry.
I'm just putting a little more pressure on.
It's kind of thick on that side too.
Okay.
Okay.
Cover it and let it go for about an hour.
Why do you because it's proving?
It's proving or raising, trying to double in size.
But we don't use a proving drawer?
No, I don't have one.
Well, you have an oven though. You could prove in the oven.
I could heat my oven up a little bit.
Okay.
And yeah, I could.
Big reveal. Ooh, they smell good.
Oh, popped open a little bit. Busted their seams.